General Ferguson, last time I saw you, we were sitting at Fort Liberty.
Right.
Okay, we were in the museum.
Yep.
We talked all about this.
Right.
We talked about, in your words, right, because you schooled me on it, the Jedburghs.
The Jedburghs.
Right, and how important they were to the D-Day invasion, right? Yes, we know that they were not in the invasion,
right,
but they're the ones who were setting the conditions and allowing that force to gain the beachhead that it did. Now we're here. You just spoke right here at the Normandy Resistance Monument, the ceremony to dedicate and commemorate their efforts. What's it like?
Yeah, it's pretty hard to put into words, frankly. The main sensation I felt and feel is connection. World War II is really where special operations were codified, you know, within at least our Department of Defense, and that's where special operations became an official aspect of how we fight. And then when you combine that with the technology that was introduced in World War II, as we were sitting here and the parade of C-130s continued to fly over, you can't help but think about what it must have been like. You know, you see those in movies, but it's all simulated.
Yeah.
You know, even in the Longest Day, I think they scraped up every C-47 they could, and it's just, it's not the same as being there. And when you feel the connection between the past and the present and what special operations folks, and really, you know, our airborne lineage too, all of that, it's you feel it so powerfully when you come here and you participate in something like this. So I think connection would really be the word that would come to mind first and foremost.
One of the things that struck me the most being here now for a couple of days, I've never been to Normandy.
Right.
And this was the first time, but I mean, even behind us, we've got people dressed up like World War II soldiers.
Right.
They're riding motorcycles.
And you're going to see way more of this in about 4 days because it's only the first. And
yeah.
So, I've been here before, but not on the 6th. And even 2 days before, it looks like they're filming a World War II movie around here.
But this area, they haven't forgotten.
No, not at all. Not at all.
They're not that far removed either.
They're not. Yeah, we're going to go to an event, I think on the night of the 5th, where there'll be, she's not a young lady anymore, but she was 8 years old when the invasion took place. And so there are still folks that are alive, but even the ones that you know, have passed on, they've maintained the legacy. I remember when we were here in 2016, again, it wasn't on June 6th, it was a couple days prior. I was shocked. I was shocked at how many American flags were being flown from homes all up and down the beach. And, you know, you could be, if you were a pessimist, you could argue that there's a little bit of commercialization there. Maybe so, but I don't really think so. I think it is driven first and foremost from a spirit of commemoration and remembrance, and to your point, never forgetting and remembering just how big a deal the invasion was and the liberation was.
Yeah, I think the statue, the monument, does such a good job of showing you the components of it with you know, with the underground, with the auxiliary, you know, with the guerrilla fighter, and it's like we have to remember that it was so much more coordinated.
Yes.
Than just a bunch of people who came together and were like, hey, let's fight the Germans.
Right. Yeah, I think we talked in the podcast before about the book about Virginia Hall that I read recently, A Woman of No Importance. And when you think about all of the risk that people were taking, American and British, French, you know, different nationalities, the agents of those different nationalities, whether it was through the SOE, the OSS later on, or different organizations, and then you think about the people in the French Resistance, all of the condition setting that they were doing for months and months prior to the invasion, and the work that they did that distracted the Germans, you know, the occupying or the German army in occupied France, that prevented them from being able to react to the invasion. It's really remarkable to be a part of that and to know that that's part of our history.
Yeah. Well, you're telling the story. I told you in a couple of minutes I'm going to walk over there and we're going to drop unknown heroes behind enemy lines at D-Day, the story of Operation Jedburgh. But you were fantastic.
I appreciate it.
And I so appreciate you spending the time with me, meeting up here. We got a lot to do over the next couple of days. And this, as you said, this is just the beginning. So it's going to feel like the invasion's coming again, because there's like 2 million people who are projected to be here in this area over the next couple of days.
That's bananas.
So
I'm not surprised, but that will be bananas. Yeah.
But awesome.
Fran,
Thanks, sir.
Appreciate it. All right, take care. Thanks.